The unemployment numbers that we saw released yesterday were staggering. 26 million Americans, 1 in 6 workers, have filed for unemployment in the past 5 weeks. And there are human stories behind every one of those filings. Workers and families who are struggling with trauma, with devastation, fear, and uncertainty. And we have a responsibility to stand in their corner and help chart a path forward. Now, there's one thing I know for sure: that path forward cannot and must not be rooted in austerity. Instead, we need to build a safety net that fuels an economy that is fair, inclusive, just, and equitable for every worker in this country. The package that Congress passed yesterday is a good step forward. We know it will provide additional funding for small businesses, hospitals, and desperately needed testing, but there's so much more work to do. You know, a $1,200 one-time check doesn't cut it. We know that. We know it doesn't meet the needs of working families in this country, particularly in the midst of this crisis. We should look at what countries like Canada are doing with a $2,000 a month check and an aid package that includes students and includes undocumented students. And we need to make sure that debt collectors can't get their hands on that money. We need to fully fund PPP and make sure that small businesses are getting that money, not publicly traded companies. We have to track the data about where the money is going and be sure it's being equitably distributed to minority-owned businesses. We should follow the leads of Senators Warren and Brown when it comes to making sure that debt doesn't exacerbate the crisis that we're already in the midst of for so many working families. And we should listen to Congresswomen Presley, Ocasio-Cortez, Tlaib, and Omar, and make sure that any future packages provide additional aid to cities and towns, additional money for food stamps, prevent renters from eviction, and include our undocumented brothers and sisters in any new benefits. The crisis that we're in the midst of is exacerbating inequalities that have existed for generations. But I know that we can come together and come out of this crisis building a country and an economy that works for everyone. It is the work I am committed to doing in Congress. I hope that you will join me and do it with me. We will come out of this creating a more equitable, fair, and just America.